Good morning, you guys. Welcome to today's Vlogmas video. It is going to be a Q&A because one, I haven't done one in a while, and I did not have enough time or even like content available to make a full Vlogmas vlog. So Q&A it is. We landed this morning at like 7:30, but we had to leave the city in our Airbnb at like 3:30, so I got up at like 2:30. So I took a nap when I got home, but I'm still real tired, so bear with me. But I posted a poll on Instagram. A lot of you asked questions because I just said like kind of put whatever you want. So we're just gonna get right on into it. We'll start down at the bottom. Oh boy, there's a lot. How many rest days do you take per week? 1 to 2. My current split right now is the same that it has been actually, just Saturdays. Well, no, because I was doing Metcons before too, or like circuit workouts. So I do shoulders and then hamstrings and glutes, triceps. There's usually some abs thrown in there, back and biceps, quads, and then Saturday is usually like some kind of full body workout. So most Saturdays I'll do that, so therefore I'll have 1 rest day, but if I'm not feeling it on a Saturday, then I'll take that off, so I'll have 2 rest days. Will you be creating more merch? I will. Hey yo, this is like my favorite sweatshirt. I will make more merch just like kind of as new guides come out, and like depending on what series is going on my YouTube channel, those will kind of always go together. So there will be more merch eventually, but right now it's probably going to stay what's on the website until the next guide comes out in January. There was a question about that, asking when the January guide would be available, and it will be available to purchase on January 1st. So it's going to be the first 12 weeks of the year. That's when it's like intended for. Obviously you can purchase it whenever and follow the 12-week workout split or 12-week workout guide whenever you want, but it will launch on January 1st. At least that is the goal. As long as all goes as planned, it will be available on January 1st. Once I have like timing and all the specific details, I will let you guys know, but January 1st. So all of you guys who are doing the Fight to Finish right now can just pick up right where you left off. It progresses off of the Fight to Finish guide. So if you haven't purchased that one, or if you didn't do the Fight to Finish, you can always start with that one. You don't have to. Fight to Finish is an 8-week guide. It starts at like a beginner intermediate level and progresses to intermediate advanced. The new guide launching in January is 12 weeks, and it definitely starts off a little bit more intermediate advanced because like I said, it does progress off of the first one. So you could totally start with Fight to Finish there. You don't have to do them at any time. It's just the whole timing part of it is basically to do it with a community. So yeah. It will be available in January. 1 pair of lightweight leggings to buy for Christmas. Which ones? Depending on your budget, I would say either the everyday leggings from Paragon, the OG pant from Balance. I really like their Aura ones, those tie-dyed. Those are super lightweight and just like so soft and comfortable. Or the Lulu lines. You can't go wrong with any of those. What is your favorite thing about filming YouTube videos? This is a good question. Probably just interacting with you guys. That is why YouTube has always been my favorite platform, is because I like the community on here. Instagram and most of the other social media platforms, it's very instant, so people are just scrolling. You're not really reading captions that much. You're just kind of tapping along. Like, it's very, very quick. YouTube, you guys, and including myself, like the people I watch, I sit down and spend 10 to 20 minutes, sometimes more of my time watching someone else's journey and getting, like, being able to relate to them on new levels and getting to know them as a person and how that like kind of translates into their fitness journey and just their life in general. So I think viewers can get a lot more out of YouTube, and creators can also get a lot more out of YouTube, just in the fact that like you're kind of feeding off of each other. And I don't know, I've just always really liked it. I love the community aspect on here. I love interacting with you guys whenever you comment, and all of you who do reach out to me on Instagram. Logan's deciding to sleep in the back. So yeah, I've always loved YouTube. Definitely the community is just amazing, and it does allow me to be a little bit more creative than on Instagram. I don't think, not that I stick to like, I have to post this, and this at this time on this day. Like I post whenever I want. I post whatever I want when I want on Instagram. Can't let the algorithm like mess with you. You just gotta stay true to who you are and what you want to put out there. But YouTube, I don't think is like, the algorithm doesn't matter as much. I don't think people think about it as much either. It's just you being you, putting out the content you want, and if you put good content out and are a genuine person, people will recognize that and stay with you. And yeah, I love YouTube. I just think I can be myself and people actually know my exact reasoning behind everything, the purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing, where I think on Instagram that gets lost because it is just so fast and instant and people aren't necessarily paying attention to the details and why you're doing what you're doing, etc. Top 5 NYC eats you had ranked. Ooh, let me pull up. So we literally went with like a list. Like I mapped out everything, the like top places we wanted to go, and they were basically all based off of Yelp. Levain Bakery is definitely up there. That is the best cookie I've ever had. The chocolate chip walnut was phenomenal. If you can't have walnuts, they just have normal chocolate chip. But that was phenomenal. Like it was totally worth standing in line for a little bit. It wasn't that long. The bakery's just super small. If you watched the last video, I showed the little bakery inside. It's just so tiny. But that was phenomenal. Not overhyped at all. It was delicious. So I would say Levain Bakery, milk and cream. Oh my gosh, that ice cream was delicious as well. Oh, I loved that. So based off of this trip, I would say Levain Bakery, milk and cream. I'm looking at the list I have on my phone. Prince Street Pizza. What else? Ooh, the Best Bagel and Coffee. That was really, really good too. Oh my gosh, and dough donuts. Those were so good. They're just plain glazed donut was phenomenal. So yeah, that would be my list. Levain Bakery, milk and cream, Prince Street Pizza, Bagel and Coffee, and dough donut. That's not necessarily in order. Those are just the 5 places that like I would definitely go back to them. Best Bagel and Coffee, that was worth waiting in line. We did wait for a long time for that, but it was very good. And I feel like it's just part of the experience. You need to have a good bagel when you're in New York. How did you and your husband meet? We met in high school. I was a freshman and he was a senior, and then we've been together ever since. How cute. Best and worst thing about being a YouTuber. Best would be, once again, getting to interact with you guys and just like the community that forms on here. And then worst, I guess would just be, I don't know. Probably kind of what I talked about in my other video. It would be like 362 days out of the year, the comments and dislikes don't bother me, but there are certain days where you just like, I'll speak for myself, where like I worked really hard. Basically what I said in that other video, you're just kind of busting your butt trying to get things done and stick to a schedule, and then there's just some people who are trolls and literally will not give you the time of day, and that sucks, but most of the time it doesn't bother me. So yeah, I guess that would be the worst. I don't know. There's definitely way more positives than negatives, and I love posting on YouTube, so I will continue to post. How to overcome fear of unhealthy food / overeating while maintaining fitness. I feel like I would kind of need a little bit more information for that, but as far as like, if you're just focused on being really healthy and you're attributing that to your physique, then I see where your fear of eating unhealthy foods and overeating would come in. So I would say shift that focus to just feeling good and being healthy, rather than being like, I weigh X amount, that means I'm healthy, that means I'm doing a good job, or I look this way, so that means I'm healthy, because your looks don't mean you're healthy and the number on the scale doesn't mean you're healthy. Feeling good, performing well, those are all the characteristics you should pay attention to. And that will, I think, help kind of shift that focus to my goal is to feel good and perform well, and I can allow myself to have some treats now and again, and it's not going to make the world of a difference. But if you're just solely focused on how you're looking and what your weight is, I think that's where that fear comes in, because you don't want to see that change. When you track, how did you get enough protein / not too many carbs? I'm struggling. So that really just comes down to portions. So I tend to eat, and this is not what everyone needs to do. This is not like the best way to do it. This is just what works best for me. I eat like 6 to 7 smaller meals throughout the day. I'll usually have like probably 3 bigger meals, but then I have a lot of snacks in between, and I try to keep the snacks higher carb or higher protein. So the Greek yogurt with fruit, but it's just kind of like watching where you're at. So if you start off the day, like for me, I'll usually start off my day with toast or a bagel, obviously higher carbs. If I do the bagel, I know I'm like 30 grams higher in carbs than I would be if I were to have the toast. So then my next meal in the day will be lower in carb, and you just kind of have to pay attention to it. So don't think of it as like it's limiting you to that amount. It's just you have that amount to kind of work with through your entire day. But yeah, just the little snacks are good to keep higher protein. Or if you're having chicken with rice and broccoli, that is a very just like basic meal. But this, just for example purposes, up the grams of protein you're eating, or up the quantity of chicken you're eating, and then keep the broccoli and rice the same. Like, it's just, that's going to be an easier way. I know that sounds very simple, but just to up the portions you're eating at every meal, that will make a big difference. Or if you're having snacks that don't have any protein in them, try to change it to where there is some kind of protein in your snack. That's what I do, at least. That works really well for me. You do another full week of eating. I will try to do full weeks of eating once every month. That is the goal. Any more than that, I would not enjoy doing them. They take a lot of time. They're very tedious. I can't post really much at all while I'm doing those. They take a lot of time. I like doing them. I know you guys enjoy them, but it will never be more than once a month, because that's a lot. And there's other stuff I want to put out on this channel. I don't just want it to be watch me put food in my mouth. Favorite holiday food. That's a good question. We make these cinnamon pecans that are so good. It would probably be something like that. I am definitely a big sweets person. Something that I like allow myself to have all the time, and it kind of helps curb my sweet tooth cravings, I would say would be my hot chocolate. I actually almost made some and was gonna have it while I was answering these, but I didn't want to be like slurping on hot chocolate and have like a mustache from the whipped cream I put on top. So hot chocolate is probably my favorite seasonal food. I know it's a drink, but whatever. But yeah, I would say probably the cinnamon pecans. I don't know, it's all the little sweet treats. That's why I have to be very careful not to allow too many of them in the house, because I can't control myself around them. So I just don't let them in here. Will you compete again? No. Never say never, but the further I get away from it, it just does not sound enjoyable to me. It doesn't sound like something I want to do. It's not a goal of mine. I don't see myself getting anything out of it that I haven't already. And at the end of the day, it is a lot of money. It's a big time commitment. It takes away from relationships. And if that was a big goal of mine to like make it, turn pro or whatever it is, then that would be worth it. But because those aren't my goals, it just doesn't seem worth it. I don't want to have to give up all of that. And I feel like it's taken me a very long time to get to a place where I've actually gotten to like a really good balanced lifestyle, to where I'm not too physique driven. It's mainly just kind of what I was saying before, like feeling good, performing well, and I'm at a good point with my business. And it's taken me a long time to find balance with myself, my business, my fitness, everything, my relationships. I just feel like I'm in a really good spot, and I don't want to mess that up, basically. Favorite clothing store, if you're talking about like in the mall, I guess activewear would be Lulu. And then other store than that, maybe Altered State and Express are usually where I get most of my clothes. They're at the mall that's near me, and they seem to always have stuff that fits me pretty well. So yeah, I would say I guess those. Lululemon Express and Altered State. Who wants kids more, you or Chris?
I think it's the same.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we both want kids the same amount. We both are excited for them, but like not yet. We'd like to wait like 3 years. That sounds perfect. But we're both on the same page with kids too. We both want 3. He jokes about wanting more, but I really hope that they're jokes, because I told him unless he's gonna help me pop some of them out, then 3 is like the cap. We both come from big families though, so we will be very excited for little babies once we get there. Do you drink alcohol? How often do you drink? And what is it? How much? Okay, so all of the alcohol questions. I do drink wine every once in a while. That's probably wine and White Claws. So it would be like some kind of Riesling and White Claw. That's usually what I stick to. It is not frequent at all. It is a little bit more frequent now than it was in the past. I just have never liked the taste of alcohol. I don't really like the way it makes me feel. I would say maybe on average, maybe 2 to 3 times a month. It's usually only on the weekends, and if we visit with Chris's family and hang out with his siblings, and then I'll have like a glass of wine or something like that. But alcohol has just never been something that tasted super good to me, so I don't drink that much of it. Do you like to bake? Can you do a baking Vlogmas episode? If so, I do like to bake sometimes. Once I get into it, I tend to get like hooked, and then I want to bake like everything. But with how busy I've been recently, it just sounds stressful, honestly. But there might be a baking episode coming. If you watched Vlogmas last year, my mom and I will do Christmas baking. We're still trying to figure out if we can find a time to do that. So if we find a time, then there probably will be a Vlogmas episode over that. But yeah, I do like baking every once in a while. What do you do when you're not enjoying workouts like you used to? So you can either switch it up in the gym, maybe switch up like where you're working out. A new environment is usually pretty motivating and just kind of helps keep things interesting. But changing up your workout split, maybe incorporating different movements into your workout. But if you're like consistently not enjoying your workouts, I would maybe consider changing up your style of workouts. That's a nice thing about fitness. There is no wrong or right way. Like there's so many different ways to go about being healthy and working out. So maybe try a new style of training, or just like I said, incorporate new movements and give yourself some kind of challenge. Like I want to get back into doing handstands now that my shoulder is better, and that was something that was always really exciting for me. Just like set new goals for yourself and try new stuff. I think that always helps. Favorite part of being married? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Not much has changed. Honestly, probably the fact that I get to call him my husband after being together for so long. It was always my boyfriend. He didn't like saying fiance, which I kind of get. It just sounded very like, I don't know. But probably just that I get to call him my husband and know that we are like married and totally committed. And yeah, I don't know. That's probably my favorite part. What's your favorite part of being married?
I don't know. Good question.
He says, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, nothing has changed or not much has changed because we already live together. So I would just say the fact that I actually get to call him my husband is fun. Ooh, best thing about your life? That's a really good question. Probably just getting to live out my dreams every day and get closer towards my goals. That's a very broad answer, but that's probably the best thing in my life right now, or the best, like, the thing that keeps me most motivated every day is the fact that, like, I wake up and I feel like I have a purpose. I'm trying to grow my business to help support Chris and I, and you know, we have a lot of goals for the future and eventually kids. So it's just the fact that I get to wake up every day and do what I love and work towards those goals. I like that question. You guys had some really good questions this time. That's why I like when they're not just all fitness related, because like fitness isn't my entire life, you know? Just wanted to say you're killing it. Thank you. You guys are the freaking best. What does your husband do for work? He is in chemical sales. They're kind of like a middleman situation. But yeah, he works for a chemical distribution company. Roller coaster or aquarium? Roller coaster. I love roller coasters. I grew up in Columbus, and we're not that far from Cedar Point, so we would go there multiple times a summer, and I love the roller coasters. What do you get done to your nails? Dip and no chip? They always look bomb. Thank you. I don't know what the and no chip is, but yes, I get dip done. So I like them a lot. It's way better than getting like, I used to get pink and white sun, but with the dip, it's obviously they just like dip your nail in rather than like painting it on. And I feel like this has just lasted way better on my nails. Like it holds up a lot longer. So yeah, I've been really happy with the dip. I used to get gel. The gel does not last on my nails at all. Like it's basically, I should just throw away $40 and have my nails painted for 2 days. And then it's just like, I don't know why gel has never worked on me. They literally start lifting within the week. Dip, I can go like 3 to 4 weeks with. What do you use to make your workout videos look so good on Instagram? I record with my camera, not this camera, my smaller camera, but I use that to record the workouts. I think that probably makes the biggest difference because I'm not just using my phone. And then I just edit them on iMovie. That's all I do. Super simple. How to determine when you should be adding more weight / lifting a little more heavy. So if you get done, say you're supposed to do 3 sets of 10 of dumbbell chest press, and at the end of your 10 reps, you feel like you have like 5 more reps left in the tank, like you feel like you're not exhausted at all, up the weight. If it doesn't specify to go to failure or that's not your goal, you want to try to get within like 2 reps of failure before or by the time you're done. So by the 10th rep, you should feel like you're really fatigued, but you could still do like 1 to 2 reps. But yeah, if you're getting done and you feel like you could do 5 to 6 more, increase the weight. It's too light. Now, with that being said, if you're using, it's kind of hard if you're in between weights and you're doing like 12 reps of something and you can get through 10 of them with good form and then the last 2 aren't the best. That's just kind of something you have to gauge, like how does it feel to go down in weight, or should you stay at that weight and just drop reps? It kind of depends on your goal. But yeah, as far as just like knowing when to increase, if you get done with something and it's too easy, increase weight. That's the easiest rule of thumb to go by. I know you found balance in your life, but have you ever felt that you missed the stage or competing, etc.? I honestly, maybe a little in the beginning, but ever since Chris proposed and we were engaged, that was the last thing on my mind, and I have not missed it at all since. I see girls when like competition season comes around, I'll see them post pictures, and I feel like that would be the true test if I miss it, or I want to be jealous, but like, yeah, I guess if I miss the stage, seeing them post, and the only feeling I got by looking at their pictures was just like happy for them, and also happy for me that I'm in a place where I am more balanced now, because that was something I just absolutely did not like. That was the one thing I hated about competing, was I hated the back and forth, and I didn't do a great job handling that back and forth. It just wasn't good for my mindset. I didn't like being so physique driven. I think it's really hard to have a good relationship with your body and with your like the relationship with food when you are so physique driven. Not to say that that happens to everyone, but that was just my experience. And once again, kind of like what I said before, that's just not my goal anymore, and I'm very happy where I am now. But I love watching other girls compete who I know that is like a huge goal for them, and they want to go pro, or they want to try to make it onto the Olympia stage. So I love watching them succeed and watching their preps, but I don't want to be in their shoes. When you had your cheat day in New York, did you eat all or just a few bites of everything? I ate as much as I wanted of everything, and then threw away what was left, or gave Chris what was left. my goal wasn't to like hit a certain calorie amount. It was just to simply enjoy ourselves. And there was a lot of stuff I wanted to try. Like when we ate those donuts at Dough Donut, Chris didn't eat hardly any. That's just like not a huge thing for him. So I ate the entire glazed donut, just like the plain glaze. I had a little more, probably like 3/4 of one of them and like half of the other two. And then I did throw those away just because I didn't want to completely overdo it because I knew we were going to Levain Bakery. So I just eat what I want. It's not a calorie challenge. It's just me wanting to eat all the food and try everything I want to try. So that is what we did. How do you promote / spread your YouTube channel? Small YouTuber. Okay, my experience was a little bit different. Like I've had people reach out to me asking about how to get into YouTube who like they already have a following on Instagram. I feel like that would be, not that YouTube is easy, like it will definitely weed out the people who aren't consistent and don't have their own little, who aren't going to be genuine and just like promote the message or spread the message that they want to. I'm having such a hard time talking, you guys. I'm so tired. YouTube is by no means easy. It takes a lot of work, a lot of consistency. You have to stay genuine in order to grow. But I think when you already have a following, it obviously just makes it a little bit easier because you have people at least giving you a chance from the start. Like you have a lot of people who will come over and maybe watch your first couple videos, and then as long as you do a good job, they'll probably keep coming back. I started from scratch. Like I started my YouTube channel and my Instagram, or started posting on my Instagram more frequently at the same time. And it's just staying consistent. YouTube does a really good job of like the recommendations after someone watches a video. It will start popping up your video on people's. The first time I had someone reach out to me, this was like years ago, someone sent me a screenshot and they were like, I just wanted to let you know I was watching Nikki Blackadder's video and yours was like the suggested video after, and that's how I found your channel. I was like, what? Because I was watching her videos consistently at the time, and it was just so cool. I was like, holy cow, I got recommended after her video, like what? So yeah, and then just like I always post on Instagram when I have a new video up. I miss that sometimes because I post so much, but yeah, just staying consistent. Honestly, that is the biggest thing on YouTube, at least in my opinion. That's what's worked the best for me. I have just stayed extremely consistent with it. And over time, people will follow along, people will find you, and if they are able to relate to you and like what you're putting out there and all of that, they will stick around. And yeah. Ooh, okay, last question. What is your favorite thing you did / ate in New York? My favorite thing we did would be going to Rockefeller Center. That was like the main purpose of going there, was to see that freaking Christmas tree, and it is just so pretty. I love seeing it. So that would probably be my favorite thing that we did. My favorite thing that I ate, I don't know. It's a tie between the Levain Bakery chocolate chip walnut cookie, the milk and cream ice cream cone, or that glazed donut from Dough Donut. Was so good. So I can't choose one. It would be one of those three. I highly recommend Dough Donut. I had a couple girls who live in New York reach out to me after seeing that picture, and they were like, we love that. It's so underrated. Like no one ever talks about it as much as the other places. It is kind of hard to find, at least the one that I went to. But so it's a local's favorite too, which that says a lot. So that is going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for asking all the amazing questions, and thank you for clicking on the video and spending some time with me. I will see you tomorrow for a proper Vlogmas vlog. And oh my God, they're both sleeping. I didn't see that. They're all three in here. Oh my God. Anyways, I hope you guys have a really good Monday, and I will see you tomorrow for another Vlogmas video.